For the latest, stay connected to 7. Now, on 7 News.
Off the top at 4 o'clock, an active Atlantic keeping South Florida on its toes. This, as we keep an eye on an area in the tropics.
Caribbean concerns, islands in a storm of trouble as heavy wind and rain keeps residents and tourists indoors.
And as possible wet weather looms in the distance, South Florida is beefing up its bug battle against the Zika virus.
A killer earthquake in Italy, and as they search for survivors, the death toll is expected to rise.
Plus an attack at an American university in Afghanistan. Hello and good Wednesday afternoon. I'm Jeff Lennox.
I'm Lynn Martinez. 7 News at 4 starts right now.
This is 7 News. First at 4.
The storm station waiting and watching as a strong wave makes some moves in the Atlantic.
And if a storm does develop, its destination is a little clear, but its strength, however, remains unknown. Good afternoon, everybody. It is still too early to tell where this one is going to go.
Right now, Chief Meteorologist Phil Farrow watching it live in the Weather Center, and he has some new information for us off the top at 4, Phil.
Good news is nothing has developed yet. The bad news is nothing has developed yet, and because of that, the models really don't have a good starting point, so therefore there's no good ending point as to where it may go. But here's the satellite imagery. You can tell that it's a vigorous wave. Plenty of cloud cover, showers and thunderstorms across the islands, and now aiming for Puerto Rico, Hispaniola, and the southeastern Bahamas. Now, the National Hurricane Center is still giving it an 80% chance for development. That's up from this morning when we started at 70%. Now, it can develop anywhere in this area highlighted in red across Puerto Rico, Hispaniola, the Bahamas, and it does include a little bit of South Florida.
That's where I live.
Now, this is not a forecast track, just where the National Hurricane Center thinks it may develop. Recon plane went out today. They were trying to find a well-defined center of circulation. They did not find one. However, some very strong winds were detected across the northern extent, as well as some strong thunderstorms in that area. Now, the rain continues to batter the Leeward Islands. A lot of heavy rain here. That is aiming now for Puerto Rico. They are under a flood watch. Now, the models are still suggesting that high pressure will push whatever develops here across Puerto Rico, maybe the Bahamas, and then by Friday it could be very close here to the central and northwestern Bahamas. And in the long run, it looks like Saturday may be the day that we could see a tropical system across our area. How strong it may be, we still do not know. Now, this is the European model, and so far it's the worst case scenario. It keeps this area of disturbed weather tracking across the Bahamas. Plenty of warm water here, a lot of rain in its wake, so they could see a lot of flooding across Hispaniola in the short term. In the long term, by Friday, what we're looking for is for these lines to close off across that low. If that does happen, that means that we do have a depression, maybe even a tropical system on our hands, a tropical storm. Then it looks like it's going to cross over South Florida come Sunday. A lot of downpours, so there's a chance that we could see some street flooding here across our area. And then by Monday, still lingering here in the eastern Gulf of Mexico, could be a worry down the road for the Gulf states. Now, this is what we need. 3 steps for growth. The first step will be moving into some warmer waters. Temperatures here are in the mid-80s as it approaches South Florida, in the upper 80s. Less wind shear ahead of it. And of course, by the time it moves here, high pressure could trap it, soaking up more heat, and it could get a little stronger. Now, what to do right now? Don't worry, but be ready to put your plan into place. And of course, pay attention to the local weather reports. This way we'll let you know where it is and where it may be headed. I'll have a lot more in our local forecast a little bit later on.